This is a long overdue video I should have made a long time ago, but oh well, better now than never. So I took the SAT in the June of 2021 and I ended up with a 1560 score, 770 on reading, 790 on math. Probably should have been 800 on math. I made a student mistake somewhere, but oh well. I'm just gonna give a quick overview of like what I did to prep and like how I got it basically. I recommend the SAT Black Book, Khan Academy practice, and official SAT practices, and that's all I use that really helped. I mean, I have a bunch of other SAT books too, but like none of them really actually help other than those three. For practice SATs, I would use the 10 official College Board practice tests that you can find on a website, and there's also additional SAT practices that you can find on like Reddit. All the past official tests, they're all on Reddit and other places that you can probably just Google past SAT tests and click on the first couple links. I don't really recommend using any of the third-party books like Princeton Review, Barron, because like those practice tests that they give you aren't really official and they don't really match the actual test that you will see on test day. I recommend the Black Book because the Black Book doesn't actually have any practice tests. The practice tests that they go over in the Black Book are the official 10 practice SATs, which are made by College Board, so they exactly replicate what you will see on test day. So for practicing, I will recommend doing a lot of Khan Academy, especially for reading and writing, because that was my weak point. Do like every single one of those, like reading tests, the writing tests, all the little grammar things. Yeah, do all of them because they definitely help. I wouldn't do more than 2 full practice SATs in a week. Don't burn yourself out. Go have fun, go make friends. I know that's not really good advice coming from someone like me, but like, go have fun. You're a teenager, go live your life. I would recommend doing like at least half an hour a day for 5 days a week of prep if you're really trying to get a good score. And biggest thing, review every single question that you missed. When you take a SAT practice test, you're obviously gonna miss a few questions. If you don't miss any, then you have no point in practicing. You're already perfect. Then you have no point watching this video either. But review every question that you missed. Be able to understand every single question that you got wrong, because that's the only way that you can get better, is by understanding how you got it wrong and by reapplying your mistakes and reapplying how to do it correctly. So going into specifics, let's start with reading and writing. The Black Book, read it, just read it. Everything that I'm gonna give you, I basically learned from the Black Book. It's the best SAT prep book there is. Do the Khan Academy practices, like I said before, those 100% help. Do them, just do all of them. Like, it might seem like a waste of time, it's boring, oh I want to get it fast. There's no really fast way. I know I may say like on a thumbnail, oh fast way, but like this is the fastest that you can go, but there's not really anything you can do. You just gotta prep, unless you want to know life at 5 hours a day. Then no, I don't recommend doing that. But if you really want to, then yeah, I guess you can do it faster that way. You have less time on a reading test than you think you do, in my opinion. 65 minutes seems like a lot, but like when you're trying to answer 52 questions and read like passages that are from like the 1700s, that 65 minutes goes by like. Reading is the hardest, in my opinion, to get under time limit. It's the biggest time crunch there is. On the other hand, in the writing section, in my opinion, is the easiest time crunch there is. There is way more time in the writing section than you think there is. Usually I can double check it and still have 10 minutes left. Because the writing question is very straightforward. It's a do you know it or not. It's your grammar rules. It's the things you have to practice on Khan Academy. It's the grammar rules you have to learn through the Black Book. Familiarize yourself with the types of questions that they ask. They go over in the Black Book. If you can't tell, my whole spiel is boiling down to go use the Black Book. I'm not sponsored, by the way. And the more you do, the more you get better. It's the rule for everything. The more you do, the more you get better. You can watch a million of these SAT how-to videos. I know there's a million others out there, but the only way to actually get good at it is by doing it. And that is the same for like everything. You won't get good by just doing a bunch of them. You will get good by doing a bunch of them and understanding every single one that you missed. Every single mistake that you made, you have to be able to understand why you got it wrong. I know a lot of times in school when you had to do corrections, you had to write down like what you did or like why you got it wrong and why is it the right answer. I recommend doing that. You don't have to write it, like you can mentally think it, but as long as you understand, that is the most important thing. Math. I'm not the best person to ask for math. I've been doing competition math since elementary school, so I'm already like really solid on math. I basically never prepped any math. Every single SAT math question can be solved in under a minute. There is always a trick that the SAT math section gives you, and that you have to be able to apply the right trick. In fact, most of the SAT math questions can be solved in under 10 seconds, calculator and no calculator. These are tricks that you have to learn. They're not the tricks that you're going to learn in school. You're going to have to learn them on your own. This comes down to a lot of prep. I know the Black Book has some pretty good tricks, and I actually would really recommend learning like competition math tricks, because that really helped me learn how to do number sense, practice AMC 10s, AMC 8s, do those type of practices. Math counts, it's a middle school competition, but the tricks that you learn in math counts are about the same tricks that you can do on the SAT. Do those questions, learn those tricks. Math is built on understanding. You have to be able to understand every concept to be able to go to a harder concept. Math it's like a pyramid. You have to be able to understand the bottom concept to be able to go higher and higher and higher and higher. If you don't understand a math question, math is the easiest one to get if you don't understand, because math, there's always a straightforward answer. It's not like reading where there could be debate, but no, math is there's usually one and only one answer, sometimes two, but there's only those answers. There's no debate on whether or not those are the right answers. So math, a lot of things you can do is you can Google it. Google is your greatest resource. You have the internet. You're watching this video on YouTube right now. You have an internet connection. YouTube is your greatest resource. There's so many good YouTube channels out there that teach you how to do math. There's so many good websites out there that teach you how to do math. In fact, there's if you do a practice SAT, the official practice SATs, I know full well, like almost every single SAT, there is a dude who went through and solved every single math question on the SAT, and reading too, actually. And those are the videos you want to watch. Check your answers on test day. I've checked 3 times on the SAT I took, and I still made a stupid mistake somewhere. So check your answers. You are more prone to stupid mistakes than you think. Read what the questions are asking. Read if it says not. Read what the questions are actually asking for. Just because it's easier to solve for the area doesn't mean they're actually asking for the area. They might be asking for another side length or the diagonal length. Read what the questions are asking. That's like the number one most stupid, careless mistakes that people make, is they put what the question is not asking. And the SAT writers know this, which is why they purposely put those as answer choices. Summary. I'm going to boil this down to a couple points. 1, get the Black Book. It is the best SAT prep book there is. Practice, and understand. Understand every single question you got wrong. Understand why you got it wrong. Understand what you did wrong, and be able to, if you change, like say math, if you change the numbers a little bit, can you still get it right? If the answer is yes, then you have understood the question. A lot of practice. Practice makes perfect. Actually, perfect practice makes perfect. Practice makes permanent. You want to practice perfectly, and by that I mean understanding every single question, doing it correctly, being able to go through and understand everything. I know I've said the word understand like a bunch of times, but that's really what it boils down to. Understanding your concepts, understanding your grammar rules. Those are types of things that help you get really good scores. Use your resources. There are so many good resources on the internet. Use them. Be able to Google stuff. You have the internet, you have internet connection, I know, because you're watching this video right now. You don't need to spend money. I don't understand people who spend thousands of dollars on SAT boot camps. You don't need those. If you spend more than $100 on the SAT, you are wasting your money. And that's what I guess I'll end off on. Like and subscribe so I can make more low quality YouTube content that I just sit and ramble at my desk for 10 minutes. Goodbye.